Hey everybody, it's banjo time, and we're going to Missouri, which is a good place to go, I think. And we're doing a Cyril Stinnett tune in the key of A, Lady on the Green. And the banjo works pretty nice for this tune, so I think you'll really enjoy it. And we get some good workout from the left and hand coordination, which is tricky for the banjo sometimes, but this works pretty good, and I hope it'll be fun for us all. So we'll get Erynn to back us up. So the key of A, Lady on the Green, from Missouri, and Cyril Stinnett. See ya. That's pretty.
Oh, it's so nice on the banjo.
It works pretty nice on the banjo. So there we go. I was telling the truth for a change. Why not? So thank you,
Just
Erynn.
as good as the fiddle.
Well, it's banjo and fiddle are both great. So can't go wrong with either one of those. And we'll have the mandolin later, hopefully. So they're all good. So let's slide in here and get in the banjo hot seat for a minute. So first is where I've tuned up to the key of A. So it is an A tune, and I've just tuned up to open A. And of course, some people might have a G tuning and capo up to the second fret and tune the fifth string up to A. So don't get confused there. So what we'll do here, I think what I'll do is back up a little bit so you can see my banjo a little better. There we go, it's a little better. And first of all, let's one thing about the banjo, the chords here are going to be, it starts with your one chord or the A chord. Of course, we're open A, so you got an A chord for two measures. Then you have the D, or I say E chord sound, but a D shape. So let me get a little closer. So two measures of that, back to the open, and then you have the four chord. So it's that, and if I was backing that up just with open chords, and why don't we just try doing the open shape for A, and then bar 5 for the D chord or the 4 chord, and then 7 would be the main partner. So we can just use that 3rd string and 4th, all the way up to 7. And you got that. I'll get better this next time. 3 and 4, slow. 2 measures, 3 and 4. Open, 5th fret. So if you stay down low, of course, so that's the basic chords for both parts, which is nice. It has that little C chord arrives at kind of when they're still kind of doing A phrases, but that's kind of the Missouri thing. It's a real neat sound, and they love it. And a lot of tunes that works pretty well. People the guitar players do that a lot, and it's a cool sound. So let's just do, if I stayed low, I could just do that like a D7 kind of shape, and also just it'd be like 3 and 4. bass line there. 3 and 4, and the D7 kind of shit. E chord sound right. 4 and 3, and I'm going down to that. So it's got to work for both parts there. So let's go ahead and so really work on the. Sometimes if you get the melody in your head, you can kind of sing the melody slowly and work on some backup, and that's a good way to get the melody even more entrenched in your you know, your brain or your ears or the combination thereof. So let's look at the first part. It's a fun tune to play. You get and as always, I talk about, you know, you can do the same phrase a lot of different ways. Here I kind of went for. There's a phrase I threw a couple different ways just to show it. So starting out, we're going to have a little pickup. It's really going to be that first string up to that fifth, and I'm putting a little fifth string. That's the first thing. I have an open first string with a fifth, like the fourth beat. 1, 2, 3, lead in. 5 brush, third string brush. That's the first phrase. Let's just do that and warm up for a second. 1, 2, 3, open, 5 brush, third string open. Do that over and over, warming up a little bit. That's the start of the tune. And then we get into one of our phrases that could be done several ways. It's, I'm doing a hammer on the second string open to 1. And then I do the first, second, and third string open. To do that right hand wise, I have I'm using my middle finger, could be your first, middle finger, thumb on the second, and then crossover index on the third. So let's just try that like a waltz one time. I'm using my middle finger. You could do it with the first finger. Let's try it with the middle finger first string, thumb second, and your index gets 3. So the phrase is I'm doing a little hammer lick, open 1, hammer, and then so let's try that real slow. Hammer, open 1 on the second, index hits that, and then I have those 3 fingers, crossover lick. Okay, and then just a brush thumb. So let me just put those two measures together. A little intro, 1, 2, 3, open 5. Third string, here's that lick, crossover lick. Let's just do that a few times. That's halfway through, you know, halfway through the first part. So open 5, brush, third open, hammer, crossover, and a brush. Over and over a few times. Hammer, crossover. And can you see that? I'll get up close to let you see that, my right hand real quick. So just that, that's that crossover lick. And you could always hit. On 1 string, 2 strings, 3 strings, and the trick of that crossover, you can do it on the same string and get 2 notes on 1 string. Anyway, let's don't let my 5th string get sinking on me too bad. So the next phrase we're going to go to the it's that D7 shape. We're going to have that 3rd string, 2nd fret, pick that, and then we're going to do a little pick it again and do an open pull off and put that chord in there. And a brush thumb. Third string, 2nd fret, pick it again, and your first finger is going to pluck the 2nd string open, and then put it down and pick it again as a melody note, and then a brush. And then you're going to get to go back to that lick. And that's halfway through. So let me just do halfway through the whole part and see if it's starting to sound like a melody to you. Lady on the green. I can almost visualize the lady on the green, or at least the green. So 1, 2, 3. The D7 with the open pull off. Just going to keep going. And now that lick, the second time around I did the same lick, but I did it in a different place, because you could use the 3rd string 4, 5 as a hammer or slide, and use the 1st string. So the 3rd string, 4, 5, and the 1st string, and a drop thumb. Just to put that in there to let you try it different ways, because it sounds different when you're using different strings. That's the thing. And then you're going to have the ending phrase come up, and I'll go ahead and do the ending phrase for you, and we'll have the basic stuff happening for the first part. So you get to do Hammer City here. So open third to the second string, open 1, and first string, open 2. Then you do that little drop thumb to get the 2 strings, and then you have an open second and third. And this has a neat little thing here. So I'll do the whole lick. It has a kind of a sneaky note in there, a tricky note. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to do a little hammer. When I hit this note, thumb, I get that hammer just like a piston. I do the crossover, index, open, thumb on the third, index on the third, second fret, and hammer without hitting it. It's like a ghost hammer, I might call that. So let me hear it play the finishing phrase of the first part. This is kind of a fun phrase, so it sounds like they'll do it really slow. And I'll holler out when I hit that ghost hammer this time. Hammer, hammer. Ghost hammer. And you can just practice it. Just hold that. I've got my first finger on the second fret third string. Pick that note with your index on the right hand and just hammer open third. Practice. And then you just have the open second and third with the index and thumb, drop thumb. So here's the ending phrase. So here's the whole first part. 1, 2, 3, open 5, third string, crossover lick, D7, open pull off. That same little crossover lick again. Open to the first, the third. And a different way to do it. Ending lick. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Ghost hammer. Repeat. Same way each time if you like. Isn't that pretty? So again, you could do that same phrase. You could do that 3 times every time it came around, but I just did the other phrase just to show you a different way to do it. Just have to be careful not to kill the sound of that first string. It sounds a little different with the thicker string. You get a little more of a oomph on the note there. Let's go ahead and look at the second part there, because I think that's going to be, you'll find that's not going to be too bad because you get to do the same lick several times in a row, and I'd probably start out doing that same way every time at first and then try it the other way for fun. The second part, you get into a nice, again, you get a slide to the tuning checkpoint, 2 to 3 slide, and you're hitting the second string with the first string as a drone. Then you have a like a lot of tunes there. So I'm sliding, and then I'm hitting the first string and hammering to 2, and then open 1 and 2. A lot of tunes do that. Start the second part of Lady on the Green. Then you're going to have, and that sounds like a lot of tunes too. So again, I have a hammer open 2, and then I have the index on the open first string. My thumb's dropping to get the first fret, second string note. Index gets the open string. It's that crossover lick again. String wise, 1, 2, 2. Okay. And I hit the third string. I have a pause. So here's the 2 phrases starting the second part. Slide, hammer, 1, 2, hammer, crossover. So do it slow. Then you're going to have a hammer. You're going to get that 7 chord position, and you're using the second string as a hammer, and 2 and 3. See if you can see that there. And then we're going to have a nice little phrase here. You're going to keep that first finger playing and do a little hammer to 3, back to 1 and open on the same second string. Then you got to jump way over to the 4th string and grab that 4th fret and pull off on the 3rd string and put down 2. So it's going to be, it's almost my favorite lick of the whole song, because you get to do a little jump. Okay, so listen to that much of the second part. Then you're going to have open, and we're not doing all the notes the fiddle does. We're leaving a few out, but it sounds pretty good. I think it sounds better sometimes to do that, as we mentioned before. So we have open, slide 2 and 4 on the 3rd string, 1st string. So here's the phrase. It's going to keep going, but that's going to be, let's just do that much of it. Open 3rd, slide to 4, 1st string. Now you're going to bar 5 and 5 on the first 2 strings and do a hammer 5, 7 on the 1st string. Go back to the 5, 5 bar and you're going to have a drop thumb. Okay. Then you have open first 2 strings again and a C chord, and that's going to be another ghost hammer. That'd be a good thing. Try your little C chord shape. Of course, we're in A, so that's a D chord. You hold that 1st fret down and try to hammer open 2. Pick that 1st string and hammer this. Pick the 2nd string, and hammer the 1st. And that's going to keep the thing going. It's going to sound like this when I add that in and keep moving. It'll be like where I'm. Oh yeah. So listen to the whole second part slow and see if you can kind of see where the phrases are going. Crossover, that 7 chord, and the cool lick, jumping over to the low strings, up to that bar, open C chord. So let's look at that little ending phrase. It's just going to be that, again, you're doing a lot of right hand work here. Crossover. That's just that 2nd string open, 3rd string drop thumb to the 2nd fret, and the index is the open 3rd string. And you hit the 5th string as a filler, and you're going to have lower that same trampoline jump we did earlier to 2 and 4 with a pull off and a slide from 4 to 5. So let me do the whole second part one more time, and then I'll play the whole tune one more time for you. I think you'll find with the tab you won't have too much trouble. Take it nice and slow, and the banjo sounds beautiful. Played slow, so enjoy it slow and then speed it up just a little bit as you go, and you'll be ready to go with the fiddler in no time soon. So, and I mean, no, it won't take you no time at all. So let's. So here's the second part one more time. Jump over, open pull off. On the green. Let's try both parts, see what happens here. Why not? In Cyril, Stinnett, and Missouri, if you hadn't listened to much Missouri fiddling, there's a lot of good fiddlers out there in Missouri, and they all play a lot of great tunes. A lot of them are in A, and they know how to navigate that fingerboard pretty well. So that's what we're all aiming for and striving for on every instrument. So this is a good way to get better at it. So here we go, nice and slow. Lady on the Green one more time, both parts, and we're repeating the parts. So, and it's got a lot of the right hand crossing over and the drop thumbs and stuff. So I think you'll find that good. And hammers and just synchronizing those hands is what we're always working on. So here we go, nice and slow. Lady on the Green from Cyril Stinnett. One last time. 1, 2, 3. So pretty. And what is a good thing to do is just isolate any phrase you're having trouble with, like the ending phrase of either part, that ghost hammer, kind of thing. Like I say, just isolating that. And it's the same shape there. And what if I always make? Doesn't work so good. Try different places. Of course, doesn't sound good in some places. But that technique is good to practice. The ones we're practicing on this tune works really good. The C kind of shape, the droney D kind of shape. Of course, we're in A, so it'd be D and E chords. Anyway, I think you'll find practicing the chords to Lady on the Green in the melody. And I think what I'll do is play the chords one last time. And here we go. One time, playing the backup last time. Here we go. Lady on Green, you're playing the melody as you practice. I hope 1, 2, 3. Repeat the first part. Second part coming up. Second part. Repeat the second part right here. All right, so enjoy Lady on the Green. I sure have, and the thing is, you pick the tunes you like and keep working on them, get better and better at them, and put them in your repertoire. So I hope this will be one of those tunes. I think I might try to really keep this one going myself. So enjoy, and I'll see you next time around. Thanks a bunch.